Is ChatGPT-4 worth it for coding? In this video here, we'll explore its features, pros, cons, and also real-world use cases to help you decide if this is the right tool for you and if you can use it in your daily life. So let's just get into it. It's Nikolai from Verpex. First, let's talk about what ChatGPT-4 is. It's the latest iteration of the OpenAI's language model following the popular GPT-3, and they also have a new version, GPT-4. The big upgrades in GPT-4 include improved language understanding, better contextual awareness, and also enhanced coding capabilities. These improvements make it a powerful tool for various applications, including coding, which we're mainly going to focus on throughout this video. One of the major advantages of using ChatGPT-4 for coding is its ability to generate boilerplate code quickly. This can save you a lot of time, especially for repetitive tasks. If you already know what you're doing, most of the work that we're doing nowadays, we often do it pretty much just all the time. We have some baseline and then we use that to do further work. Imagine needing to write the same setup code for multiple projects. ChatGPT-4 can handle that in just a few seconds, and then you can keep developing on top of that. It could be if you're building websites, platforms, different types of applications and projects and so on. You can set up the baseline code and then fine tune it for your specific project and application. Another benefit from using ChatGPT for coding is its help with syntax and also error correction. So if you're running into some syntax problems or you have an error, it might be able to help you out. If you're stuck on a particular piece of code or can't figure out why something isn't working, we have all tried that. ChatGPT-4 can provide immediate assistance. For beginners, when you're just starting out, GPT-4 is an excellent learning tool. It can help you understand code structure and also logic, and you can even have it explain complex concepts in simpler terms. I usually just use it to prompt it, explain me this part of the code as I'm 10 years old, or a specific niche that I'm getting into doing research. So if you're researching new advanced topics, you can just have GPT-4 explain it to you as a 10-year-old, and that works very good, and I'm using that myself all the time. This makes it easier to grasp new programming languages and even like frameworks. You can throw in the code, some documentation and so on, and help you out with that, especially when you're just starting out. It is a very helpful tool. The GPT-4 model pretty much just handles all the boring and repetitive work and tasks. For example, it can help you with generating repetitive code, allowing you to spend more time on developing innovative features and building on top of the groundwork that it's doing for you. We can't just use this tool here blindly. Of course, we need to have some fundamental understanding, so we can basically just take the outputs, have GPT-4 generate some code for us, and then our job is pretty much just to glue all the different elements and all the code snippets together. Of course, no tool is ever perfect, and ChatGPT-4 also has its drawbacks. One limitation is that it sometimes generates incorrect or suboptimal code. If it doesn't know the answer, it will just generate some random code. It will hallucinate. While it's great for getting you started, you still need to review and also refine the outputs. We can't just use the outputs blindly and just expect it to work every single time. It's crucial to double check and also test out everything that it suggests to ensure that your code is also robust and efficient. GPT-4 also lacks a deep understanding of complex context-specific problems. So if you have a very niche problem that you're trying to solve, hasn't probably been solved before, then it will be a very hard task. It is good at providing general solutions, but it might struggle when you get into more specialized coding issues and also tasks. This means that while it can be a helpful assistant, it might not replace the need for deep technical expertise and also problem solving skills. So it's more like a tool where we take the different elements and glue them together, as we talked about just before. Another concern with GPT-4 is the risk of over-reliance. So using GPT-4 too much can hinder both your learning but also your problem solving skills, and those are the most important skills out there in the world, and has pretty much been forever. It's important to balance its use with hands-on coding practice to ensure that you continue developing your own abilities and also understanding. But to make yourself more productive and also efficient, you should definitely use GPT-4 for coding or all the other large language models out there. Lastly, there's also a cost disadvantage. Again, the premium version of GPT-4 can be a bit expensive just for individuals or smaller teams just starting out, but there's a bunch of free options out there. So you need to take that into consideration, try to figure out what are the best tools and so on. You can also use the free version of GPT-4, but again, you won't get the optimal performance. So let's take a look at some real world use cases and see how we can use GPT-4 for making yourself more efficient and saving a lot of time, because this is definitely worth it. You should definitely go out, use GPT models, large language models to make yourself more efficient, help you on the things that are repetitive, help you out with different errors that you run into, or if you're researching new areas or specific topics. But again, we can't just rely on it. We need to have the basic understanding. So you should let ChatGPT and GPT-4 take care of the work that is repetitive and that you already know. And then you should go out there, glue all the parts together and learn new topics so you can build on top of existing systems. So let's now jump into ChatGPT. I'm on the ChatGPT-4 model. So this is the new model that just came out. It can both work on text, images, and also audio. So it's a multi-model model, which basically just combines all of these domains. You can drag in images. If you're building a website, you can just take some basic designs, throw it into here, and have it write the basic code for you. So that is a pretty awesome way to do it. So let's say that we're coding websites. Let's have ChatGPT help us with doing the foundation and basically just writing all the ground structure code for us. So right now I'm just going to tell it write the basic code structure for a website that I can host on Verpex. There we go. I'm just going to prompt it. It's going to generate the response, and then I can use those code files. It can also go in and generate multiple code files. You can even see here that we will get the directory structure, so how we can initialize and set up our project. So this is really easy. If you're working with this every single day, you can just imagine how long it will take to type out all of this code by yourself. You can use Copilot, GPT-4, and so on. But here we basically just get the whole code structure. We have our directory structure, my website, we have our index HTML file, we have our CSS files, and also our JavaScript files down here at the bottom for our functionality on our website. So this is the main HTML file for your website. We can see the whole setup here. So again, this is just a basic website. You can also have it write functionality for you. So let's say that you have a website that you want to add specific functionality to. You can just ask it to do that. Of course, you'll need the basic understanding. You need the foundation so you know how to glue it all together and that it's not just generating some random code. So we have our HTML file, we have our CSS file, and then at the end, we also have our JavaScript file. So again, this is where we can add our JavaScript code, also hosting on Verpex. It even added that as well. So you can read all of this. You pretty much just get a guide step by step, and then we can prompt it. So basically here, I can just prompt it, create a button on my website. If it's clicked, write hello world. So right now it's just going to generate the code. When you run the code, you run into problems, you can just take those problems directly, throw it into ChatGPT, and it's going to help you out with that. So right now it's just going to rewrite all the code files. You can also prompt it, so it's only generating the new changes in the code that you have to make. So right now we have our CSS, will probably be pretty similar, and also our HTML file. So the main changes will be down here in our JavaScript file. So down here we can see that it added a button and also an output, and then once an event is triggered, we click the button, it will again show the output here, text content. It will say yellow world because I made a typo. It should have been hello world. So this is pretty cool. This is how we can use ChatGPT to make ourselves more efficient. I did this in just a few seconds. If you had to do this all by yourself, it would probably take at least 10 to 15 minutes, if not more. And then once you need to add functionality, you basically just need to throw it into it here, help it, make it your own assistant that you're basically just collaborating with. And this is how you can use GPT-4 for coding. So at the end of the day, it is definitely more than worth it to utilize these tools to make yourself more efficient and also productive. You just need to learn these tools, how you make them work in the best way, and figure out how you collaborate. So it's just the same as out in the real world. If we get a new colleague or team member, we need to know how to collaborate together in the best possible way, and then GPT-4 will become your best co-worker. So thanks a lot for watching this video. Definitely check out the other videos on the channel and also hit the subscribe button under the video, and then I'll just see you in one of the upcoming videos. Until then, happy coding.